On the Raw after WrestleMania, new allies Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins welcome Bron Breakker into their ranks, but judging by the way this alliance is already making waves, it doesn't look like they're stopping at just 3. There are several names who would benefit from becoming a part of this new dangerous alliance with Heyman at the helm. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more wrestling content. The Rock and John Cena. Bringing in The Rock and John Cena would merge two of WWE's biggest storylines into one, the Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk saga, alongside the ongoing saga with The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and John Cena. If you're building a supergroup, this would be the ultimate lineup. Bron Breakker wouldn't just have Paul Heyman backing him, he'd also have the endorsement of The Rock, practically guaranteeing his spot as a main eventer for the next decade. Plus, this could finally put The Rock and Roman Reigns on opposite sides, setting the stage for the long-awaited singles showdown. Sure, WWE would need to tie up a few narrative loose ends to make it all make sense, but if this is the direction they're headed in, it's absolutely possible. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch made a major splash at WrestleMania, returning to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships alongside Lyra Valkyria, but that comeback story quickly unraveled. On the very next night, they lost the titles back to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. What followed was a shocking heel turn, as Lynch snapped and viciously attacked her former protege Lyra in a brutal post-match assault. With her ruthless side back in full force, it wouldn't be a surprise to see Becky align with Bron Breakker, Paul Heyman, and her husband Seth Rollins as the dominant female presence in this dangerous new faction. After all, we've already seen how unfiltered and entertaining Becky can be in heel mode. Big Time Bex was pure chaos, and this could be the perfect next chapter for her. Austin Theory. WWE is clearly using Paul Heyman's new alliance to launch Bron Breakker into superstardom, and they should do the same for others in need of a major reset. Austin Theory fits that bill perfectly. He's got the look, the in-ring skills, and undeniable potential, but under the new regime, he's felt completely directionless. Once seen as a future cornerstone under Vince McMahon, Theory now finds himself stuck in a forgettable tag team with Grayson Waller. Injecting him into this faction could be the career revival he desperately needs. Much like Randy Orton's role in Evolution, Theory could bring a mix of arrogance, flash, and next-gen star power to the group, while re-establishing himself as a serious player in WWE's future. Bianca Belair. In the lead-up to WrestleMania, the crowd slowly began to turn on Bianca Belair, despite her not doing anything overtly heelish. If Belair continues to lean into the boos and fully embraces a heel turn, it could mark a major shift in her character. Aligning with Paul Heyman's faction would not only solidify that turn, but elevate the group even further. A faction featuring top-tier male and female talent is rare in WWE, but when done right, it's incredibly effective, and Bianca could be the perfect addition to bring balance and dominance to both sides of the roster. Ethan Page. Ethan Page has quickly established himself as one of the top heels in NXT. After a brief run in the NXT title scene following his WWE return, he's since slid down the card, but his performances haven't missed a beat. Page has delivered in every feud he's been part of, and it feels like WWE could be gearing up to give him a proper push. A move to Raw and an immediate spot in Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins' new faction could be the perfect next step. With his sharp mic skills, in-ring presence, and all-ego persona, Ethan would add a unique layer to the group, making it even more dangerous and unpredictable. Roxanne Perez on the Raw. After WrestleMania, Roxanne Perez made a bold return. She interfered in a high-stakes match between Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. The moment felt like a turning point. Perez has been viewed as a future star for some time, and this might be the spark that launches her to the main roster. The Prodigy brings a fresh, hungry energy that would contrast perfectly with the more seasoned members of Paul Heyman's faction. Aligning with Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Heyman wouldn't just elevate Roxanne, it would make her the breakout face of the next generation in WWE's most dangerous new alliance. Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes has shown flashes of brilliance since arriving on the WWE main roster, but he's yet to truly break through. Despite consistently delivering in the ring, he's floated in the mid-card, often used to elevate others rather than himself. What he needs now is a spark, and that spark could be Paul Heyman. Under the guidance of Heyman and Seth Rollins, Hayes could become the faction's mid-card kingpin, dominating the United States or Intercontinental title scene much like Randy Orton did in Evolution. We've already seen what Melo is capable of when the spotlight's on him in NXT, and this kind of high-profile alliance could finally give him the platform to thrive on the biggest stage. stage. Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley doesn't need a faction, but after losing the Women's World Championship and failing to win it back, she's felt a bit directionless. Rather than chasing another rematch she didn't earn, a more compelling move would be to shift her focus and align with Paul Heyman's dangerous new alliance. Rhea would instantly elevate an already star-studded group and give it even more edge. As a heel, standing side by side with Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, and Heyman, Ripley could help anchor the women's side of the faction. And if WWE pairs Punk and Reigns with a rising female babyface, Rhea's presence ensures that rivalry hits just as hard across the board. Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints has already proven he can hold his own both on the mic and in the ring during his time in AEW, but to the WWE audience, he's still relatively new. That's why an alliance with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins could be the perfect way to fast-track his rise. Pairing Saints with this faction wouldn't just give him credibility, it would send a clear message that WWE sees him as a future star. With major backing behind the scenes from the likes of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, it wouldn't be surprising to see Saints fast-track to Raw or SmackDown and immediately thrust into a high-profile feud. Giulia's WWE journey just took a dark turn. On the Raw after WrestleMania, much like Roxanne Perez, she came in guns blazing, launching a brutal attack. With this new edge, Giulia looks primed for a main roster call-up. While her language barrier has been a point of concern when it comes to breaking into that next level, pairing her with Paul Heyman solves that instantly. With Heyman as her mouthpiece and her undeniable aura and dominance doing the rest, Giulia could very well become the new face of the women's division. Aligning with Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Bron Breakker wouldn't just cement her heel status, it would inject serious international star power into the faction. This is the Giulia WWE fans have been waiting for. Who do you think should join Paul Heyman and his new alliance? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content. Thanks for watching!